Hello and welcome to Distant Worlds 2. We are starting a new playthrough here. We can see the random seed up here. I'm going to do the 700 stars, spiral galaxy shape, sparse density, 6 sector. We're going to do pre-warp on this, restless, extreme difficulty, normal. I'm not going to do extremely slow research this time. We did this last game and it was like punishingly slow. We beat the game before we even got through the end of the tech tree. So I'm gonna switch back to very slow and keep tech trading off. And then we're gonna do very strong pirates, average proximity, they respawn, and we're gonna do normal space creatures and all the normal independent colonies and colony distances. Except independent colony, I'm doing rare, just because I feel like you get too much of an advantage. So this time around, we are going to play the Wekkarus. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it. And it looks like their functionality, they're like crab people apparently, and their functionality has to do with like ancient spirits. So they get ancestors to come with ghost ships, ghost scientists, ancient ambassadors, spies, and like these ancient spirits intervene throughout the game, depending on the situation. So we're gonna do an allowed empire here, and this is the monarchy is the default. We could do feudalism. I don't know if I want that or not. Highly disruptive. Not, yeah, I think disruptive 6-year appointment. Sounds good. Go ahead and go with that. We're going to do all this lower end stuff here. Other empires, we're going to leave it on random 12. And victory conditions, we're going to leave on 70%. And have all this stuff turned on. We're going to do Shektori very late just because we need time to be able to build up our tech because I have the tech so restrictive. Let's go ahead and generate the galaxy. So this last game we played the Atuk and the mechanics were fun. So I'm hoping with the Wekkarus we're going to see some entertaining mechanics as well. But you never know. We'll see. I do want to go back and play the humans and the Boskarans after the revamp. So, okay, we are the Wekkarus, who are typically careful, natural skills, and research. That's kind of right up my alley. Espionage, engine research, mining rate. They mine faster, too. So that should be good. All right, here we are zooming in. I'm going to immediately zoom back out, though, because I want to take a look at where we are in the galaxy. I think we're kind of near. Yeah, we're well positioned. We're not too far towards the edge. We're not too deep in the middle. I think this is a pretty solid starting location overall. So let's go ahead and scope out this planet. We could get the spaceport going. I do want to get a research station going. Let's go through all of our settings, because these get reset every game. All right, we'll leave all that stuff on automatic. Colonization for now we'll leave on automated. Tax rates. Yep, all this stuff can stay automated. I'm good with all those settings. We'll leave it on blasters for now, although we might change it down the road. Okay, military, I do have that on inform, but don't do automatically. I'm good with all that stuff. We will leave this at a normal level for now. Just because it's early game. Fleet, we're going to leave manual on everything. Research, we're going to leave manual. Intelligence missions, we want very high aggressiveness, very high. And we only want steel technology. And we will turn the rest of this stuff off. Well, we'll allow internal stabilization, although I don't think our race does that. All right, we'll leave it like that for the time being. And the thing I did not see, Empire funding levels, they are manually controlled. So we'll leave this like it is for now. And there we go. Okay, so advanced understanding of research, labs, early warp field experiments. So we get a crash research right off the bat, which is nice. Okay, monarchy gives us some stuff here. Planetary palace, right off the bat. Okay, we are building. Probably should have waited on this research center a little bit until we got some ships constructed. I don't really want to scuttle it at this point, but we'll let it build. Let's go ahead and increase the speed for now. New scientist right off the bat. That's always nice. They'll probably transfer into this research center as soon as it's built. Looks like it's queued up a spaceport next, which is fine because that gives us 2 places to start constructing. Although I am a little nervous about the amount of time it takes, so we need to get people out here exploring and mining and making some progress. We are losing a little bit of cash flow. I feel like the mining ship might need to be first. All right, we'll get a couple of these ships built first, then we'll do the spaceport. Just because if I run out of resources, I need to be able to get more. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have built this first. That's fine. Okay, we got the scientist in the research center. We got a spy, even though we have nobody to spy on yet. Although I'm sure we'll get there. Untested skills, don't have that yet. Research center's just about done. Okay, it is officially complete. That means we are up and running. Got a little extra research there that should help this complete even faster. Skip drive will be right around the corner, so hopefully we'll be popping off almost immediately with jump drives. So we won't have too many ships that have to come back and retrofit, which will honestly be a good thing. All right, mining ship is just about done. Exploration ship also done. They're starting to survey right off the bat. Hopefully this early warp field will be done very soon, and then we can hop right to skip drives, explore our entire initial system, and get the ball rolling on that. Small spaceport will be done shortly. So we're mining our planet, but then, I don't know, putting stuff back on the planet? Weird. Okay, we are building our spaceport now. We are about to get our first resource discovery there. Construction ship would be a good move next. We'd start building up our mining stations. Okay, warp drive is done. That means every ship needs to be retrofit immediately. Why don't you have a hyperdrive? We could take off the pulse wave cannon from a construction ship. Nobody's gonna be using that. All right, skip drives done. We start off with deflector shields. That's interesting. Skip drives. We don't need weapons right off the bat. All right, we will get rid of a fuel cell, even though I don't like it. We just have no choice. We need something there. Freighter. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. Skip drive on that boy. That can actually hold that stuff. Okay, so everything is done. We do need to retrofit our chips. No research projects. Let's queue up our next thing. So we actually started with a couple techs, which is pulse wave cannon. That is blaster. Well, we said blasters, so is our default weapon, and that is our race specific tech. So that's a good thing. I'm not gonna. I usually go torpedo weapons, but I don't think I'm going to this time. We got deflectors off the bat. What else do I want? Armor plating is never a bad idea. We need all of this basic tech. Transport systems, target tracking. Queue all that stuff up for now. We will unpause. Might slow it down momentarily. Let's go ahead and retrofit the ship. We have... What other ship did we have? It was just ore hauler and stuff. They can retrofit themselves as they see fit. All right, let's look at mining stations. We have no construction ships. Well, I know that. Can't build this yet. We do need this steel. I'm hoping these rocky asteroids get scanned relatively soon. All right, you're coming back to retrofit. That's going to give you the ability to jump all over the system. Spaceport is almost complete. Do we have a construction ship yet? No, it's being built. Next in queue. All right, our two scientists are sitting here in the research center. Foreign spy, I don't like that. All right, spaceport has been constructed. That means it can start building some ships directly. It's not all burdened on the planet. I definitely want to queue up some more exploration ships. We know we're going to need that. We need some cash available to flag this as a mining base. But we also have to wait for a construction ship to get built. Yeah, we have a decent amount of reserves for now. We know we're going to need way more as time goes on. Mining ships are almost done. Construction ship right around the corner. Hopefully, the sooner this gets done, the sooner we can start building mining locations. All right, that is queued up. Look at the economy. Private sector has 162,000. So should be plenty of money available for that. We do have more exploration ships queued up. Okay, this is a survey ship. It is now flying elsewhere in our system. The range is our system. Can't go any further yet. But we can at least explore our whole system and hopefully build stuff to gather all these resources. But the first step is getting enough survey ships flying around. We will probably run into pirates and like activate them, which will be unfortunate, but it's kind of the next step. All right, looks like we're getting freighters queued up and ready to go once we start building these mining stations. Okay, this guy does not have a skip drive. This guy should. Yes, he does. Surprised he didn't use it. I know it's not that far away, but... Alright, build another exploration ship. Might as well just crank out as many of those as we can. We need to survey every single thing in the system. The sooner we do it, the sooner we discover more mining locations. The sooner we get more resources, the sooner we get better economy. I mean, it's just expansion's the name of the game. It's 100% what makes this game, or makes you successful in this game. You have to expand rapidly, but not to the point that your economy collapses. All right, there is a new research base we could build here. Let's queue that up and get that ready to go. We have one construction ship currently building the mining station over here. I am going to build another construction ship. I think it's worth getting that up and running. All right, we got 3 ships out and about, one more being constructed. So that is a decent start for... I don't want to go too aggressive on the exploration. I do want to stay relatively cash neutral or maybe even cash positive. That is a problem. Okay, so we do have pirates over here, it looks like. I can't interact with it, so I wonder if it's something else. Not good to have that in the home system, though. I'll tell you that. All right, let's go ahead and build up this Kazlan. We know we're going to need that. We know that is going to be a shortage. So the sooner we get that built, the better off we're going to be. Okay, we are starting to mine materials from the planet. And it's good stuff. It's Aculon and steel, which are 2 of the 4 construction things that we need. Now we can start shipping it back and forth between the buildings. You're going to go retrofit. Somebody else is going to come in here and scoop up these supplies. There we go. They're starting to fly further to go mine these planets. All right, we got another research station built here. Okay. Hidden among the collapsed buildings, crumbling storage, our secrets we desire, must be careful. Okay, so we have to choose one or the other. I mean, the docking bay? That gave 2 extra exploration ships. What is that? Is it 2 of our current design? No, it's got better stuff. Okay, well, we know what to do there. Are you... Okay, that's normal. You're normal. You've got some stuff that's different. All right, we're gonna send you over here to retire. We're not actually gonna retire, but we're gonna, let them get broken apart and give us some tech advancements. Providian shields would be like really nice to have. There we go. Got the armor plating. Advanced deflectors. So that was actually worth it because we just got 2 free techs out of that, and probably more to come. I was a little leery about choosing the what you call it option, but it worked in our favor. The docking bay to the warehouse. All right, this is almost done. As soon as we see the hull start disappearing, we know we could stop it. Okay, there we go. Now you are being deconstructed, I believe. Hopefully get some more tech advancements here. Let's flag this and get Necro Stone. I know at some point some pirates are going to swoop in here and just start destroying this stuff. So I want to take advantage of it while I can. Okay, here's our first flash from the past. Critical research breakthrough from our scientist. We want probably industrial research. Doesn't say how much. All right, let's get research labs taken care of, because that's gonna like springboard our ability to do more research. We could do stable warp fields as well, although we might discover that automatically. Let's just keep pushing here. Okay, this is getting rebuilt. We'll get some tech experience from rebuilding as well. These are both flagged to build. Hopefully we get them sooner than later, because they get like flat research, but also we start getting these bonuses. Looks like the focus right now is, unfortunately, on the mining stations, but that's fine. We'll get there. All right, we're gonna build another couple construction ships, just because we're starting to back up on what we need to build here. Ooh, Exodorium right off the bat. I mean, we know we'll need that, like a lot of that in the late game. All right, this is almost done being reconstructed. And then they'll work on rebuilding this one, and then we can break them down again. Building from the planet is slow. Okay, we got our first pirates. Let's accept this deal for now. It's gonna cost us some money, but I don't need to be getting in fights over here right now, especially with all these pirates. All right, is our spy going to work? No. All right, let's look at what we got here. We want to steal research. Who's our better option? They're the same. Well, if they're the same, then let's just go for whichever one we want. All right, let's do basic medical systems. I don't know how good or bad this is going to be, but we're going to try. 57% is not very promising. I can't afford 2 protection treaties. It's too much. All right, this guy's getting rebuilt now. I just want this closer to the spaceport. Another construction ship being built. Okay, good. They are working on research stations now. I still don't think we've actually checked the asteroid belt in our by our home planet. Yeah, this is all unexplored. I mean, they'll eventually get around to it, but sooner rather than later would be nice. All right, we're gonna have to let these construction projects finish before we try to break this one down again. We're starting to get stuff backed up here. How are we doing as far as resources go? Seems okay. We've been upping the steel. Aslan's been alright. I think it's a net gain overall. Haunted Corporation. Interesting. Hey, they blew my stuff up. I don't like that. And that was like important station. Alright, let's cancel that. These guys might be... Nah, you know, I don't know. I don't feel great about that. None of those are really good options. We gotta try to get out of here. Please jump, please jump. Okay. That's good. At least this guy managed to get away, even if it's just temporarily. Hopefully this guy will be done soon. Did we lose some exploration ships? Looks like we did. That is quite unfortunate. Oh no. Get out. Alright, he's out again. Thankfully. Alright, so the harassment of the pirates has begun. Let's do a protection agreement with these guys. We really can't afford it, but I'd rather that than lose everything. All right, riches from the deep. New source of Zukanar. Okay, well, extra free development. I like that. All right, the small freighters looks like they need to be cranking out. I don't want to interrupt the construction yet. The economy's got to get to work, so I got to let these small freighters build so they can start hauling the stuff back from all these mining stations we're building. Unless I get that done, we'll just kind of bottleneck. I hate paying the pirates, but it does seem to be helping. All right, let's hop over here. So we're positioned. They could fight each other. I don't mind that. Wait, are they the same pirates? Menacing Star Outlaws. No, they're the same exact flag, but they are different pirates. Well, that's not confusing in any way. Right, who do I have the agreement with? Not the Menacing Star Outlaws. Okay. Do I want another one? I mean, I feel like I have to right now. Can't afford to have my ships being destroyed all the time. Let's look at the economy of the private sector. Looks like they're doing pretty well overall. Oh yeah. There's plenty of stuff to build here. I am going to churn out a couple more exploration ships. We need something to keep growing. We have to balance that ratio of construction ships and exploration ships to discover the new resources. No point in paying for a bunch of construction ships that are sitting around doing nothing. And the same with the exploration ships. So sooner we can explore, the better. All right, I think we're pretty good here, so I am gonna issue a command to retire this. Queue this up for retirement as well. Again, not actually retiring them, just getting the tech from them. All right, there we go. We got storage systems, so that's more fuel, which means more range. Also, better hyperdrive. So those are two pretty massive upgrades. I'll wait till this is done, and then I'm going to retrofit. Although I'd be surprised if I'm getting any more tech. Yeah, there's just the sensor left. All right, let's retrofit all of our ship designs real quick. I will rename them at some point, but for now, I'm just doing this. Warp bubble generator is the newer. Not that we have enough power to handle that, but it will upgrade the fuel cells, get further distance. I think it's worth doing on all of our ships that fly around. Small freighter. Yes. I don't need to do the stations or anything yet. The fuel doesn't matter as much for them right now. All right, we are getting raided, but hopefully we'll be able to beat them back. Looks like we are, so far anyway. Okay, you can stop retiring and get repaired. Okay, we have a lot of retrofitting queued up, so we kind of have to wait for that to happen now. I'm curious to see what the new range is on these ships once they're reconstructed. Curious if we can branch out any further at this point. Well, I shouldn't say at this point. Okay, so this is this still skip drive, still basic fuel cells. So I'm looking for the V3. Another new research station that should speed up the tech pretty rapidly, I would hope. A couple of these guys are coming to refuel and retrofit. All right, we're either crash researching automatically or we're spending money to crash research, but either way, it's happening very, very quick. I'm waiting for the version 3 to show up somewhere. I can't believe nobody's retrofit yet. Well, this guy's queued up, so we should see what this looks like as soon as he's done. All right, here we go. Okay, so you got the warp bubble and the better fuel cells. You are fully fueled. What is your range? Okay, yeah, that's what I like to see. So now we can get in our immediate galactic cluster. We could start exploring, and we're going right to the indicated planet right away. So that is also good to see. Retrofitting is churning out. I'm going to let that happen for as many things as possible, because not just the exploration ships need to reach there, the construction ships do, as well as the freighters to haul the stuff back. So we are discovering a ton of pirates. Not a fan of that, but to be expected. I'm going to bump research labs up just to get that done sooner than later. Just makes every future tech cheaper. How are we doing on the engines? Not a ton of progress towards Gear-X hyperdrives, but we'll eventually get there. Nuclear fission would be good to knock out, although I think we're gonna be kind of getting that automatically. So much construction going on. Yeah, the more of these exploration ships that could retrofit, the better off we're gonna be, because the sooner we can get over there. I mean, that's a lot of money, but I'm gonna try. Gonna put us in the negative. All right, we can't afford to send a gift right now. It'd be really nice to bring them in the fold. That would be a pretty big leap forward if I could pull that off. All right, we're pretty much done with mining locations for now. Yeah, I want to break those ships down again, but I don't want to interrupt the economic construction that's going on here. The sooner we get these small freighters up, the better off our economy is going to be. Private cash flow is doing pretty well, even if ours isn't so great. I need to get above 32,000 in the bank so that I can send these guys a gift. All right, looks like this is starting to taper off a little bit, which is good. Protection. Don't want. Already broke. Don't need to spend more money right now. All right, research labs done. That's really good. Gonna make all the rest of our tech faster. Going on here? We're just transporting stuff. All right, so you're just depositing Aslan and stuff. There's our first Gravel X. Another new spy. That's good. Corrupt is garbage. I mean, I kind of feel like sending them to their demise. We could definitely. Okay, let's adjust some settings here real quick, because intelligence missions, I'm gonna put that at 0%, at least temporarily, just because these guys could all be stealing tech. I mean, if 78% on a garbage mission, steal research, yeah, I think we could definitely keep the tech stealing going. All right, looks like we're tapping out here on construction of new ships anyway, so let's go ahead and set these to retire. We'll retire one at the planet, one at the spaceport, just so that they can both go at the same time, and hopefully make some meaningful progress towards tech advancements. Maybe not as much progress as I hoped. We did get closer on nuclear fission here. Okay, they are repairing. Nuclear fission is done, which would be a nice replacement reactor for all of our... That's not just our ships, that is also the spaceports and stuff. That would produce more power, which means more thrust. Means this could go a little bit further. Hopefully. Still not all the way, but better than it was, for sure. Right now we're back in the land of retrofits. Which is fine, because what that does is just siphon money from the private economy and put it into my economy, which I kind of need right now anyway. So it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, there we go. Mining stations retrofit completed. All right, I think I'm going to call it for today. We have done our initial exploration of our home system, and we have branched out to other nearby systems. We do see a independent colony over here that is slowly becoming more happy with us, and we can continue working towards that. I mean, we can't do anything with them right now anyway, just because we don't have any colonization tech. But if we can bribe them and kind of up our ability to recruit them, I mean, I'm all for that. What's the biggest gift we could send? I would think it'd be somewhere around 30,000. There we go. Send that. Offer treaty, limited trade. We hopped right to the second tier of agreement, so we'll let that build up over time. That pretty much, it doesn't guarantee that we're going to be able to colonize them, but it makes things more likely. So we'll let that pick up over time and then switch to the free trade agreement, and that should be enough to capture them. And then what we need to focus on then, if that's the case, is the colonization tax. Because we're going to need that sooner than later. So let's cue that up before we call it quits for today. All right, we need basic colonization. We need expanded civilian ships first. Let's do that. And then colonization. Probably want all three of these techs, just because we're still in the exploratory phase. The sooner we can get out there, the better. All right, so we're a couple years out from having the colony ships up and running, but the sooner that gets done, the better. We're going to be in pretty good shape. It's probably going to take a couple years for these guys to get their mood stabilized with us anyway. So in the long run, that will work in our favor, and I think we'll end up expanding over to this, which will be nice because that's another 455 million people to add into my empire, which is like a fifth of my current population or so. So we're going to call it quits there for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next one where we continue playing and hopefully expanding and not running into too many problems, because that's always a concern. Thank you for watching.